say the first name, we need you, the fans, to yell the last name. We're going to get you ready with Danny Vidiello, our starting goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah,
tonight, so when I say Danny, everybody here at Hard Oak Park needs to yell Vidiello and keep your eye on the video order for the upcoming players. Are you ready? Here we go. Goalkeeper number 1, Danny. Nicely done. We'll have 10 more players after that. We need to get you ready. Of course, it's going to be a great night here at Hard Oak Park. And of course, as you know, we had it happen a little bit last weekend. If San Antonio wastes time tonight, you're going to hear this sound. That's right. That means they are milking the clock, presented by Christian Bridge. So you can't boo them. You can't boo them. But really, we want you to boo the opposing team. That's all part of being active as a fan here at Hard Oak Park. It's going to be a great night.
A historic week for the Republic off the pitch as the City Council approving a new stadium at the rail yards. And while the future looks bright for the Indomitable Club and its fans, Sacramento now must redirect its attention against a former foe in San Antonio FC. Tonight's sponsor is Sky River Casino. We welcome you pitchside as the Republic take on San Antonio FC. With me, as always, former Republic midfielder Adam Moffett. I'm Rob McAllister. A 9-0 unanimous vote on Tuesday. And while the community and its fans will celebrate that win, Adam, we must now look to San Antonio, a team that is sitting near the top of the West.
Yeah, this is a chance for the players to make their own statement on the field tonight, and it's going to be a really, really tough opponent. San Antonio, a team we've seen battles with throughout the years. These players would love to finish this 5-game homestead with 3 points.
It won't come easy. This is a San Antonio side that is clicking on all cylinders. And if you look at the standings, Sacramento right now in 8th, Adam, and you say, well, what's going on? Well, partly they've only played 10 games. Most of the teams above them now already in the books. And so you're 2 or 3 games at one time. How do you find a way here? This is a pretty big match, though, for Sacramento.
It really is, and this is a 3-match week for Sacramento. So they play tonight at home, then 2 games on the road, 1 on Wednesday night, 1 on Saturday night. Those weeks you look at as a player, you got to take care of business tonight, but then you're looking, hey, we could get 9 points in 1 week, and all of a sudden you're jumping right up the standings, but San Antonio's not going to give them anything easy.
Well, wherever these teams are in the standings, there's always a lot of fireworks. It may not be 4th of July yet, but we should have a good one on our hands here. First of 2 between these two sides in 2025. San Antonio, Sacramento, lineups are coming up next.
Clean Power City movement is happening. Hundreds of thousands have joined the charge. They're taking action, driving electric, making clean power choices, and saving money with SMUD rebates. Together, we're creating clean power cities, while SMUD keeps our promise to deliver world-class safety, reliability, and some of the lowest rates in California. The Clean Power City movement is changing the world, one charge at a time. For 99 ways to join the charge, visit cleanpowercity.org.
A personal injury claim is not a lottery prize, and it is never a joke. Whether or not you've been injured in a slip and fall, pedestrian, bicycle, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need serious, experienced local legal counsel. At Ashton & Price, we have successfully represented Northern California injury victims for over 25 years. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win. And between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
For 12 years we've been met with hurdle after hurdle, bump after bump. But one thing anyone who's spent any time in the city knows, if one path gets cut off, we find another or create another.
All those in favor? Aye. Passes unanimously.
Broadcast is brought to you in part by Sky River Casino, the premier casino in Elk Grove. UC Davis Health, believe in better, and Western Health Advantage, insurance plans that balance value and coverage. Starting 11s and kickoff coming up after this.
At Sky River Casino. Catch all the action with rewards that add up and up. Experience new heights. With 18 restaurants, bars, and lounges, there's something for everyone. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines in our thrilling high-limit room. Savor the win. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Join today at skyriver.com.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
Let's go.
Let's check our starting 11s. They brought to you by the team in law firm as we begin with Sacramento. Nearly the same 11 from a week ago, except for one change here.
Yeah, the only change being Luis Felipe steps in for Russell Cicerone, and it's going to be interesting to see the midfield three: Michel Benitez, Nick Ross, Luis Felipe. One of them's going to get forward. They might take turns at it. It's just going to add a little bit of a different look for Sacramento tonight.
For San Antonio, a familiar name, and Mitch Tainter anchors the back. And you look at this team, they've seen 3 in the back. We go with maybe 4 tonight, but they've got some key players, and we'll see what Andres Paredes can do. He got a goal in the last game out, and he has been a force up top. He's got size, and of course, they've got one of the craftiest players in the Western Conference, and Jorge Hernandez with 7 goals and assists on the season. Head coach is Carlos Llamosa, former Adam Moffat mentor, to say the least. And there's our Nick Ross, player to keep an eye on, number 19, 33-year-old out of Scotland, has a goal, played really well in the U.S. Open Cup so far this season. He's critical to what they do in the midfield. For Sacramento, they're going to rely on number 19 to make a difference. Meanwhile, for this San Antonio side, Luke Hackinson has been one to really get this motor going in the midfield for San Antonio. Comes from Nashville of MLS, nearly 70 appearances in the top league in the United States. He's here at San Antonio for year number 2. A sensational night, temperature in the low 80s. Couldn't ask for a better summer evening in Sacramento. There's Christian Pirano, and here we go from Heart Health Park. Republic coming off a defeat to Tulsa here at home, their first loss on the season here in Northern California. This is a Sacramento side that feels like this is their 5th match, Adam. They've got to find a way to get 3 points.
Yeah, I think the disappointment from that last game, losing the first home game of the season, you know, that should spur the players on enough, and you see the energy's up there early enough. Michel Benitez applying pressure high up the field.
Benitez, arguably one of the most consistent players in Sacramento through these first 10 games in the USL Championship. He's been good in the Open Cup as well as the Jägermeister Cup, and he's getting another start. And will he have freedom to move forward? One of the bigger questions we'll keep an eye on tonight, Adam. For Sacramento, 6 wins out of 9 against this San Antonio team here in Sacramento. 1 loss and 2 draws in those contests. It's a battle between these two, and the home team seems just to have the advantage throughout this history. And they're 2 tough places to play. They're 2 teams that have been near the top. They've each won a title in their tenure. And again, aspirations here in 25. This is not going to be the last time we see San Antonio. And as we look, Adam, I ask you, how does Sacramento take advantage tonight and get something early? It looks like we're seeing a little bit of an earlier press.
Yeah, they're going for it, and I think goals change games. And we speak about the last time Sacramento were on this field. They give up a goal, and then all of a sudden the other team just sits back and kind of milks the game, and that's what you don't want to get into, that situation. That's happened a couple times now, and if you get in that position, it makes it really, really hard. So if you can get up a goal, it really does change the complexion of the game, and it's all about taking those chances.
As we mentioned, Russell Cicerone, not in the 11 tonight, is in the 18. But Luis Felipe getting an opportunity with Sebastian Herrera and Christian Pirano up top. Herrera heads it back, but Cronali is able to get it out of the 18. Freeman. Here's a little bit of pressure as Timmer looked to go back with it. And it will go Sacramento's way here. San Antonio side, 20 points on the young year. And what a turnaround they're trying to do, is they had a brutal season last year. 39 points, missed the playoffs, was 9th in the West, Adam. Marcina is gone, new coach, and Carlos Llamosa comes in here and looks like they've solidified a little bit of an identity early on. Here, Miles, Sacramento trying to get something going. Tainter, the former Republic center back, sends it out of play. As Llamosa, someone you're familiar with.
Yeah, Carlos was the assistant coach of the New York Cosmos for the few years I was there. Fantastic guy, great coach, and you can definitely see he's brought a bit of different identities that Cross comes in. Offside, or actually it's a late foul called on Jack Gurr, so that's going to be a chance to whip this ball into the box and challenge Richard Sanchez. But it has been a bright start for Carlos Humos and this San Antonio side, and they want to keep that going, get back to where they've been for most of the last 4 or 5 years.
Tower Bridge Battalion up and banging the drums. Michelle Benitez just off the touchline and the north end of the stadium here. In swinging ball, looking for an opportunity, and near post it was Felipe, and Sacramento will get the game's first corner kick. It's brought to you by Atlas Disposal.
And what you do have with Luis Felipe in there is you have that added height, the ability to attack these crosses.
Gurr takes a touch and floats it just a bit too high and on top of Sanchez's net. 1.3 goal against, 28 saves. And he's been in the box for each of the USL Championship matches for San Antonio this year. Longtime veteran, spent time in Mexico, MLS. Started as a youngster in Dallas with you, Adam Moffitt. You have relationships all over the field tonight.
I do. They're getting
few and far
between now. As I get older, I'm realizing, oh, wait a minute. And asking Richard how old he was, and he's, I'm only 31 still, so.
That feels good. Ross switches the field to Kerr. Newcastle native, 29 years of age, has 2 goals and assist on the year.
You like the pace that Sacramento's moving the ball here. You know, a little bit more urgency. They're not just going to float it in. They're going to move the ball around. Try the other side now. Ryan Spalding gets one-on-one.
Spalding another touch. Tries to get into the box. Cronale. And now the two come chest to chest. And our referee, Brennan Stevis, will separate them. But a goal kick here for San Antonio.
Maybe more chest to belly. I think Cronale's a big boy. Really, really big.
Barone. Rookie out of Creighton. Couple of starts now under his belt. Well-coached team, a lot of veterans on this San Antonio side as well. They're not going to panic often. And while they only have 1 win in their last 5 here, and that was against Las Vegas a week ago, a 3-0 win. Now this is a team that doesn't seem like they're going to panic, and they feel like they're in really good position about a third of the season in.
Yeah, and this is such a dangerous area for them. As we see, Hernandez is going to come over on top of this set piece, and we get Mitchell Tainter. We know he loves to attack these. And Alex Cronale, plenty of height. Paredes is a big body.
And while Hernandez has 7 goals this year, he was the USL Championship Golden Playmaker in 23, and in 24 was also in line for a potential MVP award. A skillful playmaker that has been vital. Buckmaster plays it back. Hernandez. Forward it comes to Blanco. Blanco will give it a ride just over the top of Vidielo's hands, but closer than it originally looked at him.
Oh, well worked. I'm not sure if that's initially what they intended. I think it was just Hernandez seeing what opened up, and no one applied pressure on Blanco. And he just sliced his shot, didn't really trouble the goalkeeper in the end. But
Well, before starting any digging project, crucial to contact 811. Free service allows utility companies to mark their underground lines, helping to protect the community from risk of utility line damages. So always call 811 before you dig. Danny Vitiello, 11 goals allowed in 10 appearances.
It's interesting just seeing opting to send the ball long versus, you know, trying to build up from the back.
And Tainer, with his size, able to get a foot to it.
And that may just exactly what happens here. You know, you've all of a sudden you've established possession. You do have a throw in. It's maybe not full possession, but you have the ball in the attacking half.
Lee Desmond gets to it. Spalding turning. Sacramento moving forward now. Spalding's going to send this. It's a deflected ball. It'll find Sanchez. But a threat there from Sacramento.
Yeah, they're looking to spring Hackinson early. He's really quick when he gets going. And he's the player who's just staying up high. This San Antonio side.
6-4-2 on the year for San Antonio, and away from Toyota Field. They're having a pretty decent go at it as well. They've been able to hold it off, going 2-1-1 in their limited away games in championship play. This will be one of their early tough tests on the road. Felipe waiting for it, finding Spalding, and this will be Republic ball.
Linesman didn't want to put his flag there. It's clearly out. And Jack Gurry, again, for Sacramento, Jack Gurry's acres of space on that far side. Can you take care of the ball? Can you make one pass and get it all the way out to him? Like here. And the longer it takes to get to him, the easier it is for the defenders to shift over.
Crowd liked what Luis Felipe was able to do, and a bit of pressure. Pirano, the former San Antonio midfielder. Now Gurr, he's got space. A little bit of a heavy ball into him, though, as Timmer unable to connect cleanly. Gurr applying pressure. Can Sacramento force something? This is off of Pirano. Let's give a moment step aside here from the California Office of Track.
So you're out for a drink. Before that drink turns to drinks, make a plan to get home safe. Just call a friend, a cab, or get a ride share. Whatever you do, don't let drunk drive. Go safely, California.
Benitez. Yes. Baron makes connection. Here's one of the better hold-up play men in the USL Championship. Cronali able to spin. Sanchez comes out as Pirano heads toward goal. But Sebastian Herrera, we saw him play 45 minutes against Tulsa, and Neil Collins made a change at the break. How does he deal with Cronali and Tainter this evening? How does he make their life difficult to allow some lanes to open up?
Yeah, I think, you know, with Sebastian, he at times has to kind of avoid, you know, getting sucked into those little battles, because it probably didn't do him any favors last week. The referee was going to get on to him. I mean, if you would have kept him in much longer, I don't know if he would have stayed on the field. And if you're constantly getting involved in the action, get fouls against you, then it's only a matter of time. So I think he's done a good job so far of, you know, just kind of focusing on the game at hand. And I think that it kind of spoils the rhythm when it's broken down all the time as well. So I think for him, if he can really just focus on, hey, can I get that ball at my feet? Can I make things happen? Yes, I'm going to put pressure on people, but again, you got to try and get some sort of flow as well.
Credit to Tulsa. I mean, they made it about as ugly of a game as you could possibly imagine, and it worked to their favor. While they did see a red card late, Sacramento unable to find an equalizer, and they lose 1-0. And the first defeat at home could be trouble. I send it all the way back to Sanchez. Here comes Timmer. Pressure. Sacramento's done a nice job applying pressure on San Antonio. Very limited moments with the ball in the Republic part of the half, but they'll get a reset here as Hernandez goes down. The USL on ESPN2, keeping Western Conference match, Lexington and Colorado Springs. That's June 20th, 4 o'clock Pacific, ESPN2.
And what a difference in the style of play from San Antonio that we saw a few years ago, which they got a lot of success from. You know, it was kind of route one. It was more this, but it wasn't the 3 or 4 passes prior to that. And you know, they found a way to be successful. I think teams do figure it out. But now you're seeing them. They've got no problem playing from the goalkeeper, breaking lines, playing through the middle with pressure on you.
It's almost back then the midfield didn't matter. It was only to win the ball back at times, and they had big bodies up top. And then, you know, after winning the title in 22, they brought in a lot of loanees on MLS clubs and abroad, and really sort of messed with the chemistry of the team. And they're starting to find a bit more of a unified team. The guys that played the entire season together. And we'll see if it works out. So far, they're toward the top of the Western Conference with 20 points.
Yeah, they brought a lot of players back as well. 10 players returning from last year, which definitely does help. A lot of those guys played big minutes as well. So I think you do want that balance of, you know, some cohesiveness and keeping some players, but then also some fresh faces, and I think they've found that so far early in the season. This is where the ball coming in at Sebastian Herrera's feet. Can it stick? The referee's called him for a foul just prior, just pushing off.
San Antonio starting the season with 4 straight wins. Monterey Bay, Pittsburgh, Oakland, Lexington. And then after that, 3 straight losses. And a foul against Pirano. First touch for Paredes tonight. He has been a bit quiet. That does have a goal on the year. Comes from Colombia. They got to keep an eye on him in the backside. Spalding. There's a couple of San Antonio players making a run. It's Lee Desmond to get a foot to it, but right there was Hawkinson looking to get his second on the year.
And this is the man they want on the ball. Jorge Hernandez. We have 2 Hernandezes out there. Number 8, Nicky Hernandez, also get into the action. But with Jorge Hernandez, he loves receiving the ball, players on him, and you spoke about how creative he is, Rob, but he's been putting the goals away this year. And they've got Hawkinson's got 3 goals in the season as well.
And in behind, opportunity for San Antonio, cutting it back, looking for an opportunity. Paredes can't square. This will trickle out of play. Sacramento. Another break as you see Republic dominating possession, but it's San Antonio with a threat here.
And it just ran away from him. It was Nelson Blanco got all the way forward, and as he tried to lay it off to Paredes, it was just too far ahead of him. Couldn't get any contact on it, but that was a warning sign. That was Jack Kerr got a little bit high, and the running behind him and off the ball. And we'll get a look at this. Sebastian Herrera and Alex Cronali.
And Herrera is booked again for the 2nd straight game in the first half of play, and this could determine what Neil Collins may do the rest of the way. Herrera pleading he was holding on to me and he tried to spin away. Cronali said he took a elbow to the face. I didn't catch it.
And I'm not sure if we even caught that on camera, but the fourth official was right there, and they felt they saw something warranting a yellow card. Now he's got to be careful, Sebastian Herrera. And Cronali, Mitch Tainter, they're just going to try and get right under his skin. They're going to try and goad him into doing something he doesn't want to.
Nick Ross poked it away from Hernandez. And Gurr trying to find it, and Mitch Tainter taking out Herrera on the backside and holding his head. They're going to bring out the training staff, and Sacramento feels like, well, elbow for elbow, there should be maybe a booking on the other end.
Yeah, the ball was up there, and tough to see some contact there on Herrera. I'm sure that didn't feel good. It's not a position I played in, but getting a big defender coming right through the back of you does not feel good, and hopefully he's good to continue. Sebastian Herrera. I don't think there was anything too malicious. I don't think he was throwing an elbow there, Mitchell Tainter, but
this injury stoppage brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness. Do more of what you love. To receive a free cryotherapy session, use promo code SRFCryo when booking. Offer good for Sacramento regional locations only. Well, the battle is fully underway between the two center backs for San Antonio and Sebastian Herrera.
I don't even think he gave a foul on that. I mean, definitely a foul.
You're right. San Antonio got a free kick.
Wow.
And Herrera is allowed back in.
Good to see him. He's back in, though. Sebastian Herrera is ready to go. Leading that charge up top. Pirano's going to follow him.
San Antonio going side to side. Now they find Hernandez. Jorge, former Los Dos man, just spraying this wide for Paredes. Paredes with a bit of acrobatic look on it, and it's not going to challenge Danny Vidiello 20 minutes in. And Timmer will send Jack Gurr long. And Mitch Tainter just kind of give the ball right back. He was not taking any chances there. Will concede the throw. There's Luis Felipe. Couldn't get in behind. And a goal kick for Sanchez.
Luis Felipe is starting a little higher up the field tonight. He's been tasked with helping Sebastian Herrera, Christian Pirano when they're in the attack. Michel Benitez will get forward too. Nick Ross is going to kind of anchor that midfield a little bit more. That's going to be offside on Hackinson.
So on the year, San Antonio, a couple years ago, maybe the stingiest defensive side in the USL Championship. They've allowed 16 this year, but they've scored 18. Just for comparison, Sacramento scored 15, allowed 11. As Cronali sends this one back, I don't think that was the direction he was hoping for. Gives Sacramento a corner kick here in the 22nd minute. Neil Collins wants this team to find a bit more success on set pieces. This would be a perfect time to find a goal here against San Antonio.
Cronali don't really know if he needed to touch that, but he does. Sanchez can't get there. It's a corner kick for Sacramento, and it's a good chance. You got to watch for these ones going right through the back post. No one touching it. Make sure you have someone there.
Michel Benitez, Atlas disposal corner kick, curling away. And San Antonio's going to try to use it to their advantage. Out comes Paredes. Timmer on the run with him. Paredes still charging the Colombian into the 18, trying to go for goal, and he just sprayed it left. What a counter by San Antonio. And Andres Paredes almost scoring all by himself. What a run.
Yeah, you don't see that often. He outran Jared Timmer. And both boys are absolute machines. And I think he just ran out of gas, Paredes, and he just drags his shot wide. You just saw how explosive he can be, and that's a huge warning sign. That's from your own corner kick. Republic very close to giving up the lead.
We have not seen that in the championship in quite some time. And to keep the ball the entire time. I mean, we've seen Malik Foster in a Republic uniform with just fantastic pace. The Sacramento turns it over. But that was a sight to see, and Sacramento lucky to see this game level. Sanchez, and there's another ball on the field, and it will be Sacramento with possession here. I guess a little bit of that danger, that outswinging ball, though, Adam, is if you get a clear head to it. I mean, they were ready for it.
Yeah, they were really explosive attack from San Antonio. And the game has slowed down a little bit. That one chance there, and I think for Republic, they got to try and find a way of getting on the ball and keeping that ball, moving it around, dictating the play. Can you get Christian Pirano involved, get him driving forward at people?
You see Paredes compared to even last minute, just staying a little bit further out wide, and Hackinson moving more centrally. They're trying to see if they can get something on that backside, looking for Hernandez potentially in the middle. It's Reese Buckmaster. Right back for San Antonio, playing it forward, and here's the San Antonio side moving it back, and Bernali starting to hear the boos from the home side. I don't know if we've ever seen a San Antonio team this patient, maybe from the early days with Republic Kids Club by Elk Grove Charter School, back for 25. Tailored for kids 12 and under. Republic KC offers exclusive perks, match day experiences, giveaways, and more. You can join today at the Republic website. Comes back to Mitch Tanner, former Republic center back, 2018-2019, then came back for 21 and then was sent to San Antonio in a trade for Emil Cuecho. This one takes a hop, and Freddie Kleeman plays it perfectly. Bit of a bump and a whistle, and that goes against Michel Benitez, as Buckmaster apparently got there first. And the captain, Lee Desmond, wants an explanation from Brandon Stevis.
Yeah, loose ball. Freddie Kleeman did good initially, and just as he played it, it almost looked like Michel Benitez just slipped a little bit. I kind of jumped into that one. Tough, not much he could have really done there, Benitez, but no, they got to make sure they defend this set piece. Very similar to the one we saw about 10-15 minutes ago. They opted to play it short. I'm not sure they'll do the same here. They may if they feel they've got the matchup.
It's Hernandez. And nicely taken header by Sebastian Herrera there.
Yeah, he was fouled as he cleared it. What a clearance that was, just from a standing position. And I just saw Neil Collins having a word with Sebastian Herrera not too long ago. I think they're just wanting him to try and get that ball or get himself in a little bit better position just to help those defenders on it.
Felipe turning, Felipe pushing through his Gurr. It's a bit too heavy. Feels like these type of moments, we've seen it from San Antonio, from Sacramento, whoever converts at them, it may be a one-goal game, and this is the type of moments in the match that matter most.
Just overhit Luis Felipe, trying to get a run at Jack Gurr. This is Hernandez, look, receiving the ball with players around him. He never panics. He'll go back if he needs to, look to get on it again.
Turnover here, Pirano's got it, sidesteps, swings it back, Gurr with the opportunity, and it takes a deflection off a San Antonio defender.
The old commentator's curse there. They almost got away with Pirano, and it. Another half yard, they would have been able to take a shot. And it was good pressure by Sacramento. Pirano just got there in front, and Jack Gurr, the sting's taken off that shot by the deflection, and comfortable enough right into the hands of Sanchez.
Every time Crognale gets it, he's getting a boot here after drawing the foul against Seba, and ultimately the yellow card. Now Crognale dribbling forward, and Buckmaster and everybody for San Antonio hanging on this right side of the pitch. Heavy shoulder-to-shoulder collision. It comes to Felipe.
He would run through a brick wall, Michel Benitez. I mean, he does not back out of anything. You love that. And speaking to Neil Collins this week, that's what he spoke about. Michel Benitez and integrating into the squad, and he just sets the tone out there. Even that simple thing right there, he just does not give up on anything.
Nick Ross is booked as Hernandez cut inside. 2 yellows issued to Sacramento, Ross and Herrera.
That's just how tricky he can be. Hernandez, ball into his feet. You think you've got him. You think he's going to go backwards. Nope, not this time. Nick Ross drags him down, gets himself a yellow card. And again, just has to be a little bit cautious. I played against many a player. In my job as a defensive midfielder was to try and eliminate some of those guys, and they're just so hard at times. And the trickiest ones were always the guys who, some of them, you'd get real physical with them, and they'd kind of shy away from the game, but it was the ones who had the skill and they had that little bit of steel. They didn't care if you kicked them, they'd keep going. Those were always the trickiest ones.
Almost mentally stronger than some of their counterparts. This one's kept on the ground. Paredes looking forward. Lee Dusman does nice with it, but Sacramento unable to really clear this well enough, and a bit of slight pressure from San Antonio, and Pirano able to draw a foul on Hernandez. Crystal Creamery's been building strong bones and bodies with the freshest dairy from the Central Valley since 1901, taking pride in delivering dairy you can trust. Gurr battling, Gurr. A quick whistle, and the crowd does not agree. Blanco was able to maybe bait Gurr into that. He was beat, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it almost looked like Blanco was already heading down, stumbling. The referee didn't think so. Jack Gurr called for the foul, and he has looked dangerous, Jack. He's just going to take one of those balls to just get it right, and he could be through on goal.
Good step by Spalding.
And it's a little different how San Antonio lined up. You'll see Paredes stays a little higher up the field. Blanco is a little bit more defense-minded, sits a little bit back. So you might not see Ryan Spalding as high as you would Jack Gurr.
Reese Buckmaster being sent nearly back to the corner by Brandon Stevis. And look to inch his way up, trying to get this in, but here comes the pressure from Sacramento. Herrera with a step. This might stay in play, and it does. Herrera heading it back down. A lot of holding there. That's 50-50. I don't know.
It's 2 to tango. Both at it.
Look at Paredes' left arm. And I mean, look, Spalding just as guilty, but
you don't need to call anything then.
Yeah. Republic taking this one away. Nicely done by Gurr. Felipe finding Perrano. Perrano slicing through. And San Antonio holding their ground, and now Hernandez will find Hawkinson, who has 5 goals in all competitions for San Antonio, right behind Hernandez, who has 7.
See Neil Collins saying he's not 10 yards away.
This one falls in between. Perrano. Sanchez gets low. It may have come off his knees. Quick step, and in behind Paredes. Republic have got to get back. Hawkinson able to turn and find it. Hernandez trying to draw the contact from Spalding, just now attempting anything, and Nicky should be Buckmaster now, as Nicky Hernandez was waiting in the middle. Now Sacramento the other way. Herrera. Too many white shirts, but Nick Ross and company, this one's dangerous. Timmer's got space. Herrera calling for it. Has delivered a bit behind him.
When they get it, San Antonio, they're just looking to reset. You know, a very different game to what we've seen, especially last week. This time in Sacramento, San Antonio came to play. They're going to try and keep that ball. They're trying to possess it. And that looks like a sore one for Luis Felipe.
Lucio Barone, and he booked him. First yellow for San Antonio.
And he won't be thanking his teammate for the pass he gave him. A really tough ball. He has to go for it, but he goes right through Luis Felipe, who's back on his feet, fortunately. He's used to giving those up on the receiving end this time. And these are the ones that can be so dangerous. Jack Gurr got to make sure he delivers this. You almost want to kind of be a little flatter with it, not too much height. Don't invite the goalkeeper out, but get runners across the face of the goalkeeper. Put it almost on target and see if you get a little touch. Just like that. Ooh.
Nicely done by Felipe, right back. Back post, headed down. Kleeman is there, the cleanup. Sanchez made the stop. Herrera came in. Gurr with the opportunity, and it's still in play. And Gurr is fouled just outside the 18. Wonderful effort from Sacramento. San Antonio doing everything they can to keep the Republic out of goal.
Yeah, we're so close. Sanchez didn't see this shot from Nick Ross, but it's interesting to see where Jack Gurr gets fouled here, because the camera was on him. It looks like the initial contact's in the box. I mean, he goes down outside the box. That's a penalty kick. If you're going to give anything, if you're giving anything there, that is a penalty kick for Sacramento. Just because where he went down was outside the box.
Here is Gurr. In front of the North stands, hoping to deliver an opening goal. Back post, Sanchez. Easy enough. Good aggressive goalkeeping there, Adam.
Yeah, it was, but I definitely, I'm not sure too many people would have saw that. Again, sometimes when a guy's stumbling like that, it takes a while to go down, and Jetker tried to stay on his feet. Definitely was contact from Hackinson.
Cernali lets it go. Herrera.
A little bit more life to Sacramento this last 5 minutes, and they'd love to finish this half off with a goal.
Hernandez giving chase as this one's cleared by Buckmaster. It'll be Ryan Spalding, comes over from Tampa Bay a season ago. This one's played to Herrera. Here comes Luis Felipe, and this is another corner given to Sacramento.
It was a heavy touch by Soto. I don't think he really had to give a corner kick away, but Sacramento's been getting several dangerous set pieces. And this Atlas disposal corner kick will be Michel Benitez once more.
Headed down, Herrera trying to go over the top. Felipe just couldn't get his knee over the top of it, and it sails into the north stands. Let's hear from our sponsor at Ashton & Price.
A personal injury claim is never a joke. Slip and fall, pedestrian, auto, or big rig accident. You need serious, experienced, local legal counsel. Call Ashton & Price, serious NorCal attorneys for serious people with serious injuries.
What a hustle from Michel Benitez, once again almost putting San Antonio in an impossible position as Lee Desmond is whistled for the foul against Nicky Hernandez.
I think it was actually interference from the referee. He was the one that touched it.
It looked pretty soft, but
yeah, Hernandez went to connect that pass at the referee in the foot, and he did stop the play.
And Nicky Hernandez coming back to San Antonio after a stint in 2022. Was with New Mexico United last couple of years. Tainer will circle back to Sanchez. Nicely done. What a dual one by Freddie Kleeman. Those are kind of moments, Adam, you don't think of too often, but he's able to give Sacramento possession back as Spalding cuts through the middle. Spalding into the 18, chips it, and Herrera tried to redirect. Spalding's step over is really starting to improve. We're almost seeing more of his skill set on this left wing, and we see a great setup by number 3.
Yeah, he's kind of unassuming the way you think he's stuck, Ryan Spalding. We've seen it for a few weeks now, and he finally makes his way through, and in the end it was a little bit of a tricky ball for Sebastian Herrera to deal with, but Sacramento had numbers in the box, and well done, Ryan Spalding. He does offer a threat on that left-hand side.
Paredes is out of play. Throw for Sacramento. And Paredes is going to take to the ground. We're about 40-plus minutes into this game, Adam. This is a little different look from Tulsa. Both sides feeling like it's going to take more than just a simple... You're going to have to really capitalize on a mistake or create something. I think Paredes just maybe feeling that one off the ball. We've seen a few moments from each side really threatening, and well, the goalkeepers haven't been tested too much. Sanchez with a brilliant save on Nick Ross. And then unfortunately Paredes just missed it wide when he had a 1-on-1.
Yeah, he pulled his shot wide, and he has been a threat, and you can see that. And Again, for Sacramento, that chance from Nick Ross, it was a good shot, a really good shot. But it's just where it fell. You know, it falls to a San Antonio player, and you just feel like, oh, can we not get a little break and fall to one of our guys? There was plenty of them in there. And it's been a very, very close game.
I want to remind you, fans at home, whether you need to stick at home and watch it, or if you want to head on the road, the Republic and Fox 40 have officially launched the new Fox 40 Plus Smart TV app. You can now watch all the Republic matches directly from the Smart TV app on Apple TV, Fire TV, Roku. A lot easier to tune into the matches and hear the brilliant insights from Adam Moffat.
Incredible insights. I thought you were going to, that's what it says you were supposed to say. Incredible insights.
You won't get Adam Moffat anywhere else, folks. Unless you see him at a grocery store.
You'll find me at Costco and Target up in Folsom.
Cronulla still getting the boos from that early foul he took against Herrera that forced Brendan Stevis into a yellow. We go back to Freddie Kleeman, Adam, and he just sends to be able to find a way. Here, Herrera, he might have a step. Herrera still charging forward. Buckmaster does enough. But it all started right back there with Freddie Kleeman. He just makes the right play over and over again.
He does, and he's definitely won that battle up top. And it's just once you win that ball, all of a sudden he's finding his players in good spots. And Sebastian Herrera almost getting on the end of that ball that was, I think, initially intended for Luis Felipe.
Toronto, the former Young Player of the Year in 2019 with San Antonio. 7 goals, 6 assists with the club. And as Alan Marcina took over, he fell out of favor and was made available. And Todd Donovan was very excited to bring Toronto in. And he's probably having his best year in a Republic uniform. Sacramento unable to get that one, excuse me, as San Antonio clears it out. And we have 2 minutes of stoppage time, brought to you by the Sacramento County Department of Health Services. Desmond, he's going to look to switch. Blanco, this is not far enough. Coming up at the half, we'll talk more about the historic vote on Tuesday as Sacramento Republic officially will have a new stadium for the 2027 season. We'll hear from those involved behind the scenes, and then Adam will talk about a little bit further and what that means for the community, club, and the USL Championship. No score here between these two Titans, San Antonio, Sacramento. Season after season, these two teams have battled, and Republic have done pretty well here against this San Antonio side in Sacramento. And they felt like they maybe were the better team in this first half, but they have nothing to show for it in terms of goals.
I think that's going to be the end of it. Lee Desmond might get one last chance to probe forward.
Benitez, he's got Spalding. Spalding with a back heel. Spalding back down. He was ready to take a shot on frame. Lee Desmond. Stevis checking his watch. Benitez trying to lay this one up forward. And there is the whistle to stop the first 45 minutes and some change here in the first half of action. San Antonio, Sacramento playing to a scoreless draw, but Adam, for Republic, you got to feel like there's something maybe there.
Yeah, they've had a lot of the ball, and it's just a matter of, you know, putting it in the back of the net. And I think San Antonio is a quality side, and they definitely came here to get something as well.
Modelo halftime show is coming up next from Sacramento. The USL Championship on this beautiful night in Northern California. Modelo halftime show is right after this.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Focus! Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Whatever it takes. Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain. Let's make a Karate Kid. And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Sky River Casino, the premier casino in Elk Grove. UC Davis Health, believe in better, and Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Halftime here at Hart Health Park. On Tuesday, the Sacramento City Council unanimously approved construction to begin the Republic's new stadium in the downtown rail yards. Let's take you behind the scenes of that historic vote.
Sacramento City Council is debating a plan that could clear the way for Republic FC's new stadium in the rail yard.
This could propel the dream forward.
Construction could begin as early as this summer.
I stand here really incredibly proud. 12 years we've been met with hurdle after hurdle, bump after bump, challenge after challenge. But one thing anyone who's spent any time in the city knows, if one path gets cut off, we find another or create another.
To deliver Sacramento the stadium that it deserves and that we all have been working for a very, very long time.
A city that endures, a city that reinvents, and a city that refuses to yield.
All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Passes unanimously.
Well, Adam, we welcome all of you back to the booth here at halftime, and what a week. I know we've had a lot of starts and stops. Look, I was there. I hosted a parade. I hosted a lot of variety of events throughout the years where you felt like this was the moment. Well, finally, this is the moment. There seems to be no going back now at this point in time. So much work happens behind the scenes, but before we just sort of thank everyone who's been involved, Kevin Nagel, obviously Wilton Rancheria, Todd Donovan, and everyone to get this going, the council for believing in this project as well. What does this mean beyond just the soccer fans as part of this community? How does this really uplift the entire region?
Well, firstly, I can't wait. You know, it's going to be such a fantastic thing, not only for this club, but just for the city as well, just to reinvigorate it. and really bring a lot of life downtown Sacramento. And it's so exciting. It's a place I call home. I'm not from here, I don't know if you realize that. I'm from Scotland, but I love this city, and it's such great news. And, you know, you've been here since day one, and I know for you, you're excited to get some new digs. So I think it's just wonderful for all the youngsters as well. I have young kids who, you know, play soccer in this community, and just the prospect of something that they can really look forward to for years and years to come.
What's it mean as a player? And I know that the facilities do matter.
Yeah, it definitely does. It attracts people as well. It's like, you know, the fact that this is a club who has aspirations of giving the best that they can. It really, really helps you. And when you're pulling players, it's like, hey, am I playing on a high school turf field, or I'm playing at a stadium that was built in downtown as well? Like, really, really attractive.
I know there's going to be other events as well, so it's going to be more than just for soccer. But, you know, a lot of times you visit a city and you end up going to a stadium because it's just such a great place to watch in a match or a concert or any other kind of event. So more to come here at Modelo at the break. We'll have your highlights and much more. But historical week in Sacramento. Can Sacramento Republic top it off with a win?
Years have been met with hurdle after hurdle, bump after bump. But one thing anyone who's spent any time in the city knows, if one path gets cut off, we find another or create another.
All those in favor? Aye. Passes unanimously.
At Sky River Casino, join today for a chance to receive up to $2,500 in free play. Take your loyalty to new heights with rewards that add up and up. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Join today at skyriver.com.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
Listen up. Why do you do it? You ignore the signs and the flashing lights.
Don't you see the work zone?
Seriously? Caltrans is working right there. Right next to your speeding car. My mom is out there. That's my dad in the truck. That's my papa behind those cones.
So slow down.
Watch out for them. And be alert. How would you feel if that was your dad? Be alert. Be work zone alert.
At Sky River Casino, experience the height of hospitality. With 18 restaurants and bars, there's something for everyone. It's taste on a whole new level. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Join today at skyriver.com.
Welcome back to Sacramento. Scoreless through 45 minutes in Northern California. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. Nope, let's not do that. Let's take a look at our news and notes first. How about that? As we talked about the stadium already, we have a transfer for Tampa Bay who's probably need a little bit of an injection. And then Antonio Notarino comes over from Miami. They're making a change, Adam.
Yep, and that'll happen. A lot of goals given up as of late, not getting the results they need, and after such a fantastic 2024 season. It's not been a great 2025 so far, but they're not out of it early enough. But great to see that.
Well, they've
transfer
got
Luis Alvarez.
Well, I'd say Las Vegas got a 2-goal lead over Monterey Bay, 72 minutes in. So maybe
fresh
change what they needed. More to come here at the halftime.
For 12 years, we've been met with hurdle after hurdle, bump after bump. But one thing anyone who's spent any time in the city knows, if one path gets cut off, we find another or create another.
All those in favor? Aye. Passes unanimously.
Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? 'Cause you make it look good. Watch this.
¿Cómo se crea una comunidad con actitud ganadora? Manteniéndonos activos, trabajando y jugando juntos, fortaleciendo nuestros cuerpos, huesos y músculos con alimentos sanos, frescos y regionales. Crystal Creamery orgullosamente patrocina a atletas y equipos deportivos en el Valle Central de California. Porque cuando nutres a una comunidad, la comunidad prospera. Crystal Creamery. Simple, local, fresh.
We embody passion, grit, and curiosity.
Pushing boundaries and challenging norms.
We challenge each other intellectually
and practice kindness,
leaving a lasting impact wherever we go.
We do hard things the right way,
soaring high and inspiring others to do the same.
It's a mindset and a lifestyle.
It's the way of the Hornet.
At Sky River Casino. Catch all the action with rewards that add up and up. Experience new heights. With 18 restaurants, bars, and lounges, there's something for everyone. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines in our thrilling high-limit room. Savor the win. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Join today at skyriver.com.
You're nothing short of unique. Your goals, your experiences, but most importantly, your health. Cookie cutter health coverage just doesn't cut it. Western Health Advantage provides what really matters. Flexible plans that work for your individual needs. Support for healthy obsessions, getting more than the basics. Care that uplifts our community. That's my advantage. Whether you get insurance from an employer or covered California, make the healthy switch and find your advantage at westernhealth.com.
Let's quickly take a look at this highlights from the first 45 minutes. Each team with a dangerous look here, Adam.
Yeah, and it was San Antonio bursting forward. Paredes, and he does everything right. I mean, he takes on Jared Timmer, and then I just think he ran out of legs. And credit Timmer, he maybe just did enough to force him to throw that shot wide. You see the threat is there. You don't want to leave him in too much space.
And then Nick Ross on the other end.
Yeah, and the Sacramento Republic, the best chance of the night came for them. Towards the end, it came from a set piece. Ball stayed in the box. It's just knocked down by Lee Desmond, I believe it was. And as it came in, Nick Ross, he connects really, really well with it. Sanchez does enough, and Hackinson hacks it away. And Sacramento stays 0-0 when we get the second half underway. I think both sides feel like they can get a goal out of this game. I don't think there'll be too many goals in it.
And Sacramento now head to the south end of the field, and the visiting San Antonio FC will go to the north end toward the Tower Bridge Battalion. Scoreless through 45 minutes. There's the kick from Jorge Hernandez, and second half is underway from Hart Health Park. Rob McAllister, Adam Moffett with you. Game number 11 in the championship for Sacramento. The flag is up.
Yeah, so I think the linesman saying from the initial long ball that was played, and it was then flicked backwards. I think it was by Soto, but Herrera, I don't think he was judged offside from the flick, but we'll never know. I don't know if we can see that one again, but Mitchell Taylor sends that long.
This is the 13th championship game for San Antonio this season, as they sit with 20 points. Sacramento with 13. Republic wrapping up a 5-match home stretch here in Sacramento, and then they'll be on the road for 4, Adam, and they're going to have a busy week. They're going to Birmingham, Alabama on Wednesday, and then I believe Rhode Island on Saturday.
Get to see a familiar face on Wednesday as well, facing former head coach Mark Briggs in the Birmingham side.
Legion had a tough one. They got the first goal as Edwin Lazo recently transferred to Birmingham. It comes off of a teammate into the neck. I think it's Ronaldo Damas who got credit for the goal. And then unfortunately they gave up 2 goals a minute apart, and they ended up losing 4-2. And they're just outside the playoff line. This one's on the ground to Hernandez. Timmer applying pressure. Adam, as you look at this, what adjustments, maybe let's start with Sacramento, are likely going to be made here for the next 45 minutes?
I think they have to find a way of getting Christian Pirano into the game. He's, one of the 2 attackers there, but getting him on the ball, facing forward, running at people, making things happen. Again, if you can't do that, he has to go backwards every time. It's not really getting the best out of him, and it's on him as well to get in those positions. We know how crafty he can be, and I think you're seeing from San Antonio, they've just switched things up slightly. Paredes has come a little bit more centrally. Hackinson's gone on that right-hand side, and they may look to stretch Sacramento in behind, maybe get some blind. This is what I'm talking about with Christian Pirano. Running at people, committing defenders, opening up space for others.
Spalding lifts it. Gers waiting for it, heads it back down. Pressure in the box. Pirano goes to ground. Foul is not awarded in Sacramento's favor.
I don't know what is given here. I think a foul against Christian Pirano. Jack Gers the one who knocks it down. I have no idea why the referee's blown his whistle there. Fair enough if he doesn't think it's a penalty kick, but the play should continue.
Paredes on the run. The ball will bounce to him. He takes a crack at it. It goes over the head of Danny Vidiello.
And that's what they got to watch out for now. He's just going to be sitting on their shoulder, just waiting for those balls over the top. And he is quick, as we've seen. Something Sacramento just maybe don't have is that speed up front. Athleticism. Jack Gers is the one who kind of provides that threat in behind at times, mostly on this right-hand side. He looks to just stand on the shoulder of the defenders.
And Pirano just continues to amaze in the midfield, and they've love to see him get a little bit further downhill. If he can create something, he draws a foul.
Yeah, but that's lively from him to start the second half, Christian Pirano. I spoke about it. That's what you want him, facing forward, committing him. You look at many defenders around him. Now, if he can release that ball a little bit quicker, get it to someone. Someone's got to be open if you get 4 defenders on you.
Gers trying to go through Blanco. And a whistle. Both benches are up and warming up along the sidelines and see if they can find a bit of spark potentially for either one. Neither team really bending to the other. Few moments in this one. Tainer, feel a bit of pressure from Pirano. Here comes Gurr. Gurr stepping on Blanco. Another quick whistle. Well, Elk Grove Charter School believes nobody succeeds alone. Come see what a flexible education can do for your student. Still no Lewis Jamison. Never seen a leg injury. He's hoping to come back in the next week or two. After a really good stretch run by Lewis as well. This is played directly as Paredes is trying to get there again. He has just incredible speed, and he commits the foul on Kleeman. And there's going to be a discussion at the very least. He's a game changer, no doubt about it. They're going to try to likely maybe test Sacramento's back line a bit more, Adam, maybe a little more direct here.
Yeah, he's definitely dynamic. And if you're Freddie Kleeman, Lee Desmond, Jared Timmer, you just got to make sure you give him a little bit of space. You don't want to step too high onto him and just create that space in behind you. And these second balls is where Sacramento can win these, try and establish a little bit of possession in the attacking half.
These two teams split a year ago. A 2-1 win for San Antonio and a Russell Cicerone penalty kick here in Sacramento last August.
Before that, I believe it was the playoffs. Sacramento finished the season off 2023 of San Antonio here, 3-1.
Sent them home packing. Sacramento's fared quite well here. They've won each match since last 3 years as Pirano tried to go through. And since 2022, they've been able to pick up a victory here in Sacramento against this visiting side, which is no easy feat. Conversely, San Antonio's been pretty good against Sacramento in Texas.
See, they're moving around that ball around San Antonio. They want to try. The Republic's done a really good job of eliminating Jorge Hernandez. And he's mostly on the left-hand side. But what he'll do is he'll just drop into these little pockets of space. Almost receives the ball there. And it makes it hard for the defenders. You don't really know, do I step high with him? Do I go all the way? And creates a little bit of uncertainty.
Hernandez just out-muscled this time by Jared Timmer. They're going to play advantage. Pirano's looking up, waiting for someone to run with him, and just cutting him off is Barone. Maybe a little sloppy out of the back here by Crinali and company, but Crinali driving forward. And here's Soto.
Yeah, and that's where in those counters, again, without that true speed, you know, just someone running in behind it makes it slightly easier for the Republic. That's where the ball has to maybe do the work a little bit more. Just make sure you take care of it.
Good step there by Luis Felipe. He's mostly served in the defensive midfield position for Sacramento the years. But he's playing up top tonight, a little more forward. A little dummy here by Jack Gurr. Jack Gurr's going to extend across him, but there's nobody home. Not a single Republic player making a run at him. That's exactly what you were just speaking about.
Yeah, no one there. And, you know, Jack Gurr is driving forward with it. I don't know if it's a little bit of communication. I don't think people really expected him to do that, but again, a little communication. He come back with it, keep it, or get up in the box, score some goals.
Nicky Hernandez, this ball's played back. It's again to Soto. Soto a little bit more active in the second half, receiving the ball as that holding midfielder. Blanco has played in the USL, NASL, NSIA, Oakland, North Carolina, San Diego, now here with San Antonio as Nicky Hernandez turning, floats it up over the top. Here's Hernandez. Jorge is offside. And with that, let's hear from our sponsor at SMUD.
SMUD's Clean Power City movement is happening. Hundreds of thousands are taking action, driving electric, making clean power choices, and saving money with SMUD rebates. Together, we're changing the world. For 99 ways to join the charge, visit cleanpowercity.org.
Herrera dropping a bit deep. And bodies coming together. San Antonio's Amir Soto. Not too happy about it. Just kind of games too, Adam, where you start to get a little frustrated that things just aren't happening for either side. But this will be those games where maybe the mental side of whoever can keep the mistakes to a minimum might be the one to come away with the win.
There's plenty of time left in this one as well.
This one goes through. Well done, Blanco. Blanco looking, and it hits Kleeman. Right back to Blanco. Blanco with a cross. It's Kleeman again with a denial. Freddie Kleeman, time and time again, the Southern California native, making the stops.
And how clever that was from Jorge Hernandez initially, just letting the ball run through his legs. He knew Blanco was flying forward from that left wing back position. Two good pieces of defending by Freddie Kleeman, getting his body in the way.
It'll be Jorge Hernandez from the west corner here at Heart Health Park. And Vidiello double punch away. Hernandez again. Hernandez gets to the edge, floating this one. Danny Vidiello, a single hand punch this time. San Antonio will retain possession.
Yeah, Vitiello, good punch on that second one. I don't think he would have needed to punch it, maybe just grab that first one. It's always the uncertainty with a goalkeeper, though, is you have bodies in and around you. Sometimes you don't realize how much time you actually get. Just to eliminate any risk, you know, that's why you'll see them punch. He definitely had to do the second one and did really well with it. And this game's on a knife edge, you know, it could go either way. I think both teams feel that. You know, they don't really want to give away too much. They don't want to open themselves up too much.
Paredes and then Timmer and Lee Desmond are the heads-up play. Perano gets right back up. He is hard to keep down. Blanco doing everything he can to do so. Tainer now playing forward, lofting. San Antonio threatening here. San Antonio is unable to get a shot off against Danny Vidiello. Jorge Hernandez comes to it, threads the needle to Nicky Hernandez. A foul is given, and a really good look now here for the visitors.
Yeah, it was a loose touch by Nick Ross that ball ended up getting to Jorge Hernandez's feet, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He just wanted to, he was looking for a give and go. More so, he was looking for a foul, and he got it. This is a dangerous, dangerous position right at the top of the box, and Paredes has the power in his shot. He might be the one going for this, and you just see, just sucks the pressure in from Jack Gurr. And just steps on his foot. And this is going to be it's a threatening area. Soto, Paredes, Hernandez is over it with that lefty. Definitely favors a right footer more so based upon the angle, but sometimes with the left footers you can go up and over that wall, you can reverse it, you can go low around the wall if it's not in the right spot. And they've got the options here, San Antonio. The biggest thing is you want to challenge the goalkeeper. You want to hit this on target.
It'll be Hernandez, tried to curl it up, corner.
That was probably the hardest one he went for. And he gets it up over the wall, just doesn't get enough angle on it. It wasn't too far away though. Get another look at it. Yeah, it was miles away.
In this series, Sacramento scored 14 of their 18 goals in home. Gur's just going to play this quickly up, but it's a little bit too easy right now. Sanchez, he's maybe going to deal with Pirano with this. Nick Ross.
Definitely a disconnect in the final third tonight. It just, not everyone's getting on that same page, and you're at the hour mark. You've got players warming up on the bench. It might just be time for some fresh legs and some fresh ideas on the field.
Jorge Hernandez is on the ground, and both coaching staffs having a lively conversation with the officials.
Collins is telling his own players something.
Herrera still battling, but it's going to take someone else to run off of Herrera.
Look at Ryan Spalding at the top of your screen.
Jack Gurr being held. Jack Gurr goes to ground, and the Republic will get a free kick. That was really smart by Timmer and Jack Gurr to recognize the potential mismatch.
Yeah, well done, Jack. He knows he's kind of just using his body as a shield. Blanco a little bit naive, trying to get it. Too much grabbing. Pirano's going to take this one. Big thing here is, can you get a runner in front of Hackinson, who's covering that front post area? He's left a bit of a gap. You want to get that ball right in between him and Richard Sanchez, and you want to have someone just timing their run so they can get there right before him.
Benitez and Spalding just outside the 18. Timmer is back for any kind of counter.
Get in front of Hackinson if you can, someone. Right there.
And then Pirano to Felipe, and Felipe just missed it by an inch or two. Really good connect for those two, and Sacramento threatening again, but unable to find one.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, get in front of Hackinson, and he does lose Felipe. The one thing is the ball's just slightly too low for him. So then he just scoops down and gets a little bit too much purchase on it, but that was a good ball by Christian Pirano, threatening. And it might take something like that. It might take one set-piece moment for either of these sides to get that breakthrough.
A little more direct, Felipe. Getting the start tonight and trying to see if he can find his way back into the 11. He's hovering on the 18. This one's whipped in, looking for Herrera. And Mitch Tainer is able to clear it out and concede that corner, but taking no chances with number 9 in the neighborhood, who has 3 goals on the year. Corner kick. We've seen plenty of them here tonight for both sides, but Sacramento, they would love to have one here and have this crowd erupt who is banging their feet on the metal bleachers. Outswinging ball. Sacramento's Herrera and Timmer await. Desmond straight on as well. It's too low, and now Paredes is going to try his luck in another one. We saw an impressive run from box to box from Paredes in the first half, and nearly got a goal against Danny Vitiello and just missed it wide. Will there be changes here as we are in the 65th minute? Temperatures perfect here tonight, and they will drop down into the 50s again. To remind you, we are in June, Adam, and it still feels like maybe April or May here. It is fantastic weather to play in, so you're not going to have to really worry about cramping. And what both these teams are going to have to focus on is how do they find more shots on target. It's been hard to come by. Over the top.
One. Spalding's kept him onside.
Paredes, he's on. Paredes is looking. Paredes comes back to his left, goes to his right. Timber goes to ground and denies him a look. It felt like it was there for Paredes. Maybe too much of patience at the end there. And Sacramento stops, but the possession remains for San Antonio.
A lot of credit to Jared Timmer. Getting back in, he didn't give up on it. Paredes took far too long to get something from it. It stays 0-0. It looked like it was going to be San Antonio with the lead.
Hernandez tried to weave his way through, and Perón is able to find it back. 2 subs coming for Sacramento. San Antonio taking their time in the Republic half. And now Perano will put pressure on Mitch Tainer, who goes back to Sanchez. Sanchez way out of his goal, but he's been around long enough. He's going to handle that just fine. Paredes looking to make a run for it. Takes a hop into his space. Well delivered. Freddie Kleiman. Paredes trying to turn. And Paredes circles back. Finds Blanco. Quickly to Jorge. Hernandez turning. Looking to get to his right. Perón has space. Perón lofting. And Gurr is going to turn it and head it away. And Mitch Tainer baiting Herrera into that one. And here will come the changes for Sacramento. It'll be Russell Cicerone and Blake Willie.
I think what we might see is Michel Benitez sliding up to that left-hand side. Blake Willie coming in centrally, and Russell Cicerone up top leading the line.
Substitutions brought to you by Medic Ambulance and Sebastian Herrera. Cicerone with 2 goals in his career against San Antonio. Most for any Republic player. And Blake Willie back from a wonderful stint with the youth national team. He brought a lot of energy in those first handful of games for Sacramento. They're good to see what he can do here tonight.
Yeah, and he was away with the US U18 national team over in Europe, the UEFA Friendship Cup. I don't know if that's the name. I don't remember the name, but you know what? They won. They won 4 games. Blake started in 2.
Helped him advance.
Played another 2, and they won in the final against Portugal.
And Paredes is salivating for a look here tonight. 69th minute look there is just a bit high. But for Blake Willie and these opportunities, Adam, you've seen him grow this year. You just hope that that even inspires him further to see what he ultimately can achieve.
Yeah, and great for him to see, and a lot of the youngsters are headed out. May have had some action starts tomorrow. The academy teams in Nashville, Tennessee.
We got to get the men's national team to follow suit.
Get them, yes. We got a year to get ready. The national team, right? World Cup.
A flag is up. It's against San Antonio. And they have plenty to say about it. Soto with his hands up, wondering what and why. There is Willie, Sacramento native, just a teenager still. Been with the academy since 2017 and has earned a spot in this starting 11 for Neil Collins' side here. And comes off the bench tonight. Jacker. Sanchez awaits in the San Antonio 6 here. Gurr's delivery, back post, out comes Sanchez. He overplayed it. Cicerone was waiting for it, didn't want to make contact, and now Republic have it back again. Little miscommunication there, and Timmer tries to go for it. Wonderful ball forward. It is San Antonio really looking to maybe find something on the counter tonight, Adam, as majority of their quality looks have come from that.
Yeah, they are definitely looking for that, and that's why putting Paredes centrally, he's definitely been more threatening in this second half. He had that wonderful opportunity in the first, and almost as good a chance here in the second. That's going to be a foul. That's Michel Benitez. Hawkinson's been quiet this second half. I haven't mentioned his name much.
No changes for San Antonio. The Republic have made 2 and might make another here shortly as Chibi Okebu heads to the 4th official. Here comes the pressure from the visiting side. Cicerone makes a move on it, and now Blake Willie battling. Good turn, good ball up, Cicerone. Crognale, and Cicerone just shrugs him off and will be whistled.
Yeah, he's got some speed for a big guy, Alex Crognale. Russell Cicerone had maybe a yard on him, and just look at the speed for the big man, and all shove in the back from Russell.
Chibi Okebu will replace Freddie Kleeman. It likely means Lee Desmond goes centrally. And you're probably going to a back 4, I'd assume, Adam, with Chibi potentially on the right side. And Benitez stays back.
Well, it looks like Jared Timmer's maybe gone in the center. Chibi on the right.
Chibi typically plays that right center back position.
He's a really good game, Freddie Kleeman, and I think Chibi's going to get in there, and he's going to have his hands full with Paredes. He's got to be ready.
Well, and Neil Collins has got to think about Wednesday as well. I know you want to finish off with 3 points. We got a very busy week ahead, and Freddie Kleeman has played about every minute, I think, of this season in all competitions.
That's a great point. It is a big week, and you spoke about it. It's not just you're going all the way to Alabama and then you're going all the way to Rhode Island. It's a long week ahead, and you want to get the best out of all 3 games, and that means using the squad as best as possible.
Sanchez looking to go direct. Going back to, I know that Cicerone was whistled for the foul, but what a ball played forward by Blake Willie to set that up. I think that's where the Republic were missing for most of this match.
Yeah, there wasn't a ball played to his feet, Russell Cicerone. It was a ball played in front of him so he can run onto it, and we know Russell loves to do that. He loves to drive with that ball.
Choosing the right health plan for you and your family is simple. Western Health Advantage. Check out their affordable plans, but keeping the community strong for more than 25 years. Go online, westernhealth.com for more. 75th minute in Sacramento. San Antonio, the Republic. No score between the two sides, and not a shot on target yet for this San Antonio side. Republic have tested Sanchez a few times, but unable to break through as well. Gurr just in front. The flag is up. Timing off there for the Republic.
Yeah, And although they haven't challenged Danny Vitiello with a shot on target, they've really threatened at times, especially Paredes up top. Jorge Hernandez is a relatively quiet night.
If you're seriously injured, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price for a free consultation. In front of the Sacramento bench, it's quickly thrown in. Cicerone runs into some space. Marked by Tainer, he relieves as Gurr, unfortunately, plays right back off his shin.
Yeah, not fun when that happens. Not much you can do about it either. You don't know where that ball's going to go when it's deflected like that. Although the referee is telling Blanco get back in the corner. And if you're Sacramento, again, these are the moments where don't let them out easy. You might just want to drop this to Tainter and let him smash it forward.
And that goes off of Sacramento. Misstruck, you got real lucky there.
I don't think he meant that. It worked out. Couldn't have worked out any better though.
Jimmy Medranda is into the game for Nicky Hernandez.
And that's going to slide Jorge Hernandez more centrally. Jimmy Medranda likes to operate on the left-hand side.
Medranda with his 12th appearance for the club in 2025. Longtime MLS and USL vet, sporting KC, Nashville, Swope Park, OKC, Seattle, Columbus, to name a few. So almost an Adam Moffat-like resume.
Yeah, keep going.
Here's Chibi, gets a touch, plays it forward, looking for Pirano. Medranda right there. It is just a relentless engine by Pirano. This one's sent forward, waiting for Blake Willie. A little bit of a miscommunication potentially as Reese Buckmaster and Sanchez, and they're able to do enough to find Sanchez just inside the 18 there.
You see, just since Russell's come on though, he creates a different threat, probably one that's going to challenge San Antonio's backline a little bit differently than Sebastian Herrera, who isn't necessarily going to run away from anyone. So it's just right there, just operates on their shoulder, makes it really, you don't know where they're at times. All it takes is one good ball, one well-timed run.
Chibi, another youngster. We speaking about the Roseville native and his growth over the time, and he's been playing a lot of the youth minutes, and his touches, they're just quality. I know he has a lot to learn still, but his pace and 2 quick touches here at him, and they're in threatening moments. And I think one thing we've always talked about, Chibi, he looks forward. He looks for the attack from that back line, and not many backline center backs tend to do that.
No, he's not afraid of it, taking a little bit of risk.
Blanco. San Antonio showing patience. Buckmaster. Good step, Lee Desmond. We are into the 80th minute here in Sacramento. 10 shots for San Antonio, not one on target yet. But both sides have shown moments. Blanco waiting for it on the other side. Medranda turning. Chibi plays it. Aggressive move from Sacramento's defensive line, but Soto is going to dribble up till he's picked up. Tries to play it right through as Hernandez takes on to the lower side. I'll tell you what, you talked about it. Not afraid to make contact. Also loves to really revel in it a bit. And maybe flare the dramatic, and he's earned another foul. In Sacramento, they have other thoughts on it. Meanwhile, San Antonio feels like there should be more in it.
And he just pops up into those little dangerous areas, and sometimes he'll turn, sometimes he just looks to flick it over, and the referee tried to play advantage there because he almost slid in. Atkinson on the right-hand side.
San Antonio's options here, Adam.
You can go for the shot. If you are shooting from here, you just got to go power, and it could be Soto. You might not necessarily be looking to score directly from this, but if you can hit it with pace, power, Jimmy Medranda's got a decent shot on him as well. If you're looking for a rebound, can you get something to just pop up, bounce maybe in front of the goalkeeper? And for Sacramento, follow this up defensively, follow this ball up, and that's what he went for. Medranda hit the top of the wall, but that ball was going to drop down. It was going to bounce right in front of Danny Vitiello.
Corner kick for San Antonio. It'll be Jorge Hernandez. Third season with the Texas side. Short corner to Blanco. Hernandez whipping this ball in, crashing to San Antonio. Felipe got ahead to it. Here's the follow-up. It's sent away by Danny Vitiello. Mitch Tainer thought he had it. Nearly did.
Oh, he had all the time in the world back there. Mitch Tainer takes a nice touch to set himself up. The ball from Hernandez made its way to him, and then as it comes back across the face of the goal, you just never know where that's going to go. And I think it maybe came off Luis Felipe. And they go again.
Hernandez is able to get past, but sends it down, and now he's on the turf again. We saw a lot of this a week ago, and the fans here unhappy. Hernandez holding his left hip. And with this a bit of stoppage, let's call it, we'll hear from Pacific Office Automation.
Pacific Office Automation is your one-stop shop for office technology, copiers and printers, managed IT, unified communications, and more. Visit pacificoffice.com. Pacific Office Automation. Problem solved.
Last goal for Sacramento coming the 58th minute against Las Vegas. Gurr.
They have numbers in the box, Sacramento.
Lee Desmond wins it back. Felipe out wide again. Luis back. Cronali is there. Sacramento aren't going to get anything from it, Adam. Disappointing possession.
Lee Desmond did a really good job keeping the play alive. Looked like it was turned over. He won it high up the field, and they've got plenty of bodies in the attack here, Republic. But they just got to be careful. Paredes is standing high on that shoulder of Jared Timmer.
Cicerone, Blake Willie. Well, he's given a lot of room here. He's going to float it over the top of the shoulder of Benitez. Cicerone loves this corner. Russ dancing with it. Goes back to his left, pokes it forward for Willie. And now after a bit of watching San Antonio work it around, Sacramento may do the same. Pirano outworks Medrano there to the right side. Gurr settles it. Blanco may have gotten a piece of it. Here comes Felipe.
And he had a good matchup, Luis Felipe against Reese Buckmaster. And I think Buckmaster just flicks it off his head. Luis Felipe got up. And we saw him score several goals like that a few years back, and hasn't quite replicated the goal scoring form.
7 goals 2 years ago for Sacramento. He's trying to see if we can find it again. I'd love to get that in support. Blake Willie coming on strong as a substitute here.
He just brings so much energy, Blake Willie, and again, he's taking minutes and starting in front. I know he's just been traveling, but guys with years and years of experience, and that's just kind of how the game works. You know, a young guy comes in and he brings that enthusiasm, the energy, and you know, you gotta get in there somewhere, and a lot of credit has to go to him and his attitude and his work rate.
Speaking of work rate and attitude, look at this from Pirano. Felipe heads it back. Gert. Benitez. It was Buckmaster again, who's had a good night defensively.
It's been a bright passage of play, though, for Sacramento. They just want to get something in the end of it. Really trouble Richard Sanchez. And these are two teams who, you know, are going to be in a good spots, I think, come the end of the season in the West. Very organized. They've got some good quality. Are they both in the finest form right now? I don't think so, but you can see the qualities there.
Willie. Sacramento able to win it back. Nick Ross is going to have to get there, and that is going to be a booking. Most likely, both players just going for it, though. It's tough to see from either one. Nick Ross already working on a yellow, but Medranda was just a bit late, and he will see a yellow.
Yeah, both players had to stretch out for it. It was a bad ball given to him by Michel Benitez. Just kind of played in, and both players sliding in for it. And yeah, I think Medranda's the one that gets booked here, but he's probably the one that worse for wear, the way Nick Ross slides in. Nothing either player could do there.
And Luke Hawkinson will come off. It'll be Dmitry Eofev who will come into the match. Eofev out of Moscow. It was the Russian second league last couple of years.
A frustrating night for Atkinson. He's a really good player. Just hasn't been too involved in the action tonight.
So the Russian youth national Dmitry Eofev is into the match for San Antonio in the 89th minute. Chibi trying to get Gurr. Gurr and Blanco have had a bit of a contest, and the flag is up. They're approaching the 90th minute here. Both these teams grinding it out. It would be a heartbreak for either one of these sides if someone's able to find a goal.
It would. I mean, it definitely feels like a 0-0 game, but you never know. It takes one piece of magic, one mistake from someone.
Red Rover well, take 5 steps back.
You know what, though? I mean, to be honest, it's just wasting time by, you know, the referee has to give away, but by forcing them to go back 5 yards, it's just let them get that ball in play. And I know that's something governing bodies are looking at. How can they get the ball in play more? And
Nick Ross turning, battling in the middle there is Pirano's shirt being held. And he's whistled for the foul. Contact first, apparently. Brandon Stevis has been run for his money tonight. Both of these teams have just, they've got to pull out every trick in the book they possibly can. There's Pirano holding the shirt first. Buckmaster to the right side. Benitez has got to get down to ground and does. It'll be a throw. 4 minutes of stoppage time here in Sacramento. No score.
Driving forward on this left-hand side, Blanco looking to get himself a corner kick, and I don't think anyone touched it.
It's a goal kick. Yeah. Blanco's upset, but I don't know what he's upset about. No, there was not a touch by a Sacramento player.
No, Pirano tracked him all the way, slid, didn't touch the ball. You see Christian Pirano again, just 90th minute, he's still going hard. And I think he did touch the ball actually, but got away with it. And now can he drive forward? Can he find someone who's open? That's a tough pass for Felipe.
Gurr comes back away with it. And Gurr's able to pick up a foul on Madronda. 4 minutes of stoppage time here. Republic find late game winner. Chibi and company. I think Timmer a bit lucky there. Felipe holding. As Barone plays it out. Chibi quickly in.
This is the game. Just get a little look at Sacramento's bench there. Lewis Jameson's not available tonight, but it's the kind of game that would really he'd have a big impact. Then, you know, just the energy, make it a lot harder for this back line of San Antonio.
Benitez is trying to find Willie here. Unfortunately, this has sort of been the story of the second half. A lot of whistles, not much action. Last 20 minutes here, Adam. And Sanchez may try to give his team one more possession.
Yeah, they're going to look to send this long. Hope they get the balance the right way and maybe get one last chance for Sacramento. If you can send it the other way, you might get one yourself.
Willie chasing Benitez with a tackle. The whistle comes in and the fans.
Yeah, I don't think it was on Benitez. I think it might have been on Blake Willie initially. He just kind of pulled him back as he stepped away. Benitez is questioning it.
Couple more seconds to defend here for Sacramento. A set piece for San Antonio. A few steps off the touchline. Azarofev is hobbling toward the 18.
Sacramento has two players out here as a wall.
Jacker, and that's the final whistle. So San Antonio and Sacramento play to a scoreless draw here in Northern California. San Antonio 21 points. Sacramento goes to 14 on the season. And here's our man of the match, Jack Gurr. Got a shot on target. It was very active on that right side, but a tough one for the Republic.
He did his job defensively as well, Jack Gurr. Again, we kind of focus a lot on him in the attack, but again, he does what he needs to do defensively. And disappointing that they didn't get the 3 points, Sacramento, but it was a full performance. You know, they dug in deep.
And 7-5-4, the all-time record now between these two teams, with Sacramento with 7 wins. And it was a tough battle between two quality sides. You said it earlier, Adam, and for this Republic team, they're disappointed not to finish off this home stretch with a victory, but they'll get the point instead. More on the other side of this break here from Sacramento.
Sacramento's Clean Power City movement is happening. Hundreds of thousands have joined the charge. They're taking action, driving electric, making clean power choices, and saving money with SMUD rebates. Together, we're creating clean power cities, while SMUD keeps our promise to deliver world-class safety, reliability, and some of the lowest rates in California. The Clean Power City movement is changing the world, one charge at a time. For 99 ways to join the charge, visit cleanpowercity.org.
How do you build a community that thrives? By staying active, by working and playing together, and by building strong bones and bodies with food that's simple, local, and fresh. Crystal Creamery has proudly supported Central Valley athletes and athletic programs since 2012. Because when you nourish a community, the community thrives. Crystal Creamery, simple, local, fresh.
If we can bring new life into the world, why can't we bring new hope to those who need it most? If we can remove cancer, why can't we remove hunger? If we can rebuild bodies, why can't we rebuild entire communities? Better health takes more than healthcare. UC Davis Health. Believe in better.
This is like a specialty gym that I've never seen in an apartment complex before. It truly is amazing.
There's a little bit of everything. You can go upstairs, do some cardio. Downstairs, there's powerlifting stuff.
Really whatever you need in terms of weights, like barbells. There's rooms to choose from. There's a Pilates room. They have a boxing bag. I would say it's probably the nicest gym that I've had access to.
Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? 'Cause you make it look good. Watch this.
Welcome back to Sacramento. The man of the match for the Tower Bridge Battalion, Jared Timmer, getting the scarf. A scoreless draw. Each team earning a point here tonight. On June 14th, the middle stretch of the season just about to begin. Image of the match brought to you by Power Business Technology. Fireworks going off in the background after a sensational week here in Northern California as Sacramento Republic get a new stadium. Hopefully ready for the start of the 27 season. The work will begin almost immediately. And while the clean sheet is there, Adam, I know this team was hoping for a bit more here tonight, but wasn't meant to be. But a point, as you know, can go a long way down the end. San Antonio really started to find some looks where they quality, maybe not, almost a goal by Mitch Tainer, their former Republic center back.
Yeah, and they definitely threatened. Paredes, thorn in the side all night. Maybe just lacked a little bit of composure in front of the goal, but you see they had a lot of the ball, San Antonio, and a really good team. You know, Neil Collins mentioned that coming into this game. He knew how good this team was, and they showed it tonight. They showed that they're capable of playing and they're comfortable with playing, and a lot different than what we've seen over the years from them.
And I just want to give one mention to Ira Castillo, who's been here pretty much since day one. She is going to be leaving the club, and so thanks to all of her. She has done just about every job, I think, except for coach this team at this point in time. So best of luck to Ira in the future. But for Sacramento, they end this stretch with a point, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. And now you're going to be on the road and at Birmingham this Wednesday, then at Rhode Island. You got the Jägermeister Cup in Southern California, and then on July 4th, you're down in Vegas. So not until July 12th here, Adam, a month will go by before we see the boys back at home.
Yeah, and it's a different challenge now. They've just had 5 games at home. Probably disappointed when you look at it. Only two wins out of the 5 games for this Republic side, but they get the chance to go on the road, and it's a whole different ball game there. And I think Sacramento, though, has the ability to go on the road and get the results they need.
Well, that is our Western
Wednesday.
Yeah, Western Health Advantage upcoming schedule. Well, Adam, get the point. Sanchez and company, they do just enough. A little frustration maybe from the Republic side, but point, you never know what it could mean at the end of the season. For our entire crew here from Sacramento, he's Adam Moffat, I'm Rob McAllister. We will see you on Wednesday as the Republic take on Birmingham.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.